When a person is healthy, he doesn't appreciate his health. He abuses his own health. And then he becomes sick. And when he is sick, he starts remembering and saying, how foolish I was that I didn't appreciate when I was young. I didn't appreciate when I was healthy. I wish that Hashem would give me back my health. And when I become healthy, I will appreciate it. I will use my life properly. So Hashem gives him another chance. He gives him health, returns him to his health. And a wise person will make a note, a reminder every day to thank Hashem for his health and to pray for his health. As the Talmud says, always a person should pray for his health when he is healthy. When you pray for your health when you are healthy, you will remain healthy. Why? Because you will show Hashem that you recognize that He is the source of your health, that you're not taking it for granted, and you will actually enjoy your health. And so too with any possession that we have. There's a famous story about Rabbi Avigdor Miller. When he was in his 80s, he came for a dental checkup. And the dentist told him, "Sir, please remove your dentures before the checkup." And Rabbi Miller said, "I don't have dentures." So the doctor said again to him, "Sir, take out your fake teeth." And Rabbi Miller said, "Young man, I know what dentures are. I don't have dentures." So the doctor said, "How can it be? You are in your 80s. I've never seen a person of such age without any teeth missing." So he promptly checked all his teeth, which were all healthy, and he was amazed, and he said, "Rabbi, tell me, what's your secret?" And Rabbi Miller told him, "The reason why in my old age I have all my teeth is because every day I say, thank you Hashem for this tooth, and thank you Hashem for this tooth, and thank you Hashem for this tooth." And like this, I go around my whole mouth and I thank Hashem for each and every tooth that I have. And you don't even have to spend any time on it. While you are chewing, feel your teeth, and with every bite and with every chew, say, thank you Hashem for this tooth and for this tooth, and thank you Hashem for the tongue and for my lips and for my nose and for my throat and for my stomach. Use the time of eating for self-perfection and spiritual growth. And that is a way to protect your health, to protect your wealth. And this is the way to protect your relationships. If we recognize the good relationships that we have with our relatives and friends, and we appreciate it and cherish it, those relationships will continue being successful and positive. So the Torah tells us the reason why these curses came upon you was because you stopped being happy. And now we know why people stop being happy. And that is because they start taking things for granted. They stop appreciating what they have, and they stop recognizing where did all their blessings come from. The blessings do not come from our own effort. Our effort is required in order to activate God's bounty, because God doesn't want us to be lazy bums and not feel that I earned it and therefore I enjoy the fruit of my labor. However, once we put in a little bit of effort, Hashem wants us to recognize that He is the source of it. So a person who thinks that I don't have to thank God, I am the source of my parnasa, of my livelihood, and of my health because I know how to eat healthy, such a person is blind to the truth. And not only that, he is going to cause himself to lose all his blessings, his wealth and his health, chas v'shalom. Because the reason Hashem gives us all these blessings is in order to give us a reason to rely on Hashem, to have gratitude to Hashem, to serve Hashem with happiness. And if instead we rely on ourselves, such a person removes God from his life, as well as he will develop worry and anxiety. Because if I only trust in myself and I rely on myself, then thoughts start coming up in my mind. But what's going to be when I become old? What's going to be if, God forbid, there is an accident and I can no longer work? What's going to be if someone steals my money? What's going to be if there is inflation or if the government or economy collapse? There are so many worries that a man who trusts only on himself, in himself, will have. So a person who denies the true source of our security and our blessing is creating for himself a life of worry and pain. And therefore, Hashem says, Tachat, because you didn't serve God with happiness, by not recognizing that He is your God, that He is the source of all the good things you have, and being happy by paying attention and counting your blessings. That's the expression, count your blessings, because otherwise they're not blessings. If you don't know that you have it, it doesn't count. And that is the reason why bad things happen to good people. Now, in addition to the blessings that this parsha gives us, the promises of all the good things that are going to happen to us if we keep the Torah, and the curses, as we said, the guardrails that Hashem placed to protect us, there are a few more lessons in this week's Torah portion. For example, the Torah tells us that we, the Jewish people, chose Hashem as the only God that we will ever have. What does it mean that Hashem is our God? It means that we will not recognize any other power in the world besides God. We will not rely on any other power besides God. And Hashem says, if you do that, I will choose you as my only nation in the world. It's like the relationship between a husband and a wife. If they're loyal to each other, their marriage lasts. If one of them is disloyal, the other one feels, I don't have to stay in this marriage and they leave as well. So Hashem says, if you are loyal to me, I'm going to be loyal to you. If you don't recognize other gods, I will not recognize any other nations. And what does it mean, other gods? Any other power in the world. It doesn't only mean idols, the ancient idols that we make fun of, but even modern day sources of security and power that we feel are real. Hashem says, if you rely on them, then you're not relying on me fully. And therefore, I will not be able to protect you and be your only source of power, because you yourself are turning away from me. So a person has to be very careful not to put his trust in anything or anyone besides God. And we can test ourselves. Do we think I can handle it? I can do it without asking God for help? If so, that means we are relying in our own intelligence or our own physical abilities, our talents, which, by the way, all of it God gave us. And we're forgetting about God's assistance, and we're forgetting about that our talents are God-given. And if I say, I can do this job, I'm going to go and do it, then I'm forgetting about God. Or if I'm relying on my alarm system, and that's what's going to protect me from robbers. So it's as if I'm giving a challenge to God and saying, look, I don't need your help. I set up cameras and alarms, security. No robber is stronger than my system. And Hashem will take the challenge and send you a robber, God forbid, that is going to go around all the systems that you set up. As opposed to a person who, yes, you can be normal and set up all those systems, but a person who recognizes, Hashem, I set up these systems just because I want to be normal. Just because I don't want to show everyone that I'm relying on open miracle. That there's so much crime and all the houses are being broken into and I don't lock my door and nothing happens. That is not going to happen. We have to behave in a normal way. So I'm going to set up the alarm system and the cameras. However, God, I know the truth. You are my protector. You are my provider. And therefore, I'm not afraid of robbers. I'm not afraid of fire. God forbid. I'm not afraid of flood or anything else. Why? Because I'm relying on you. My trust is based on my knowledge that you, God, are kind. You love me. You are capable of providing me with all my needs. You are my creator and you are in control of the whole world. And therefore, I don't have to be afraid of anything or anyone. And if I sleep securely at night, not worrying, what if the criminals invent a new way? I did what normal people do, and I don't have to worry. So in such a case, you recognize where your security comes from, and nothing will happen to you. This is the same with a person taking medicine. Yes, we should take vitamins, and if one is sick, you should take medicine. However, when we take vitamin, we shouldn't think that I'm going to be healthy because of this vitamin. I'm going to be healthy because I do exercise daily. I'm going to be healthy because I eat healthy food. We should still do all these good things, but we have to keep in mind that God, you created my body. God, you gave me wisdom to find out what is healthy. God, you gave me the environment, the proper environment in which I can take care of myself. And God, you control every molecule and every atom of my body and of everything around me. And Hashem, please help me stay healthy. And these vitamins or this medicine or this activity like exercise or healthy food are only my effort to be normal in the world. Sounds funny, but that's how the world works. We are only alive because of God. We're only healthy because of God. We're only protected because of God. Because our concept of Hashem is not someone we turn to only when we need help. Otherwise, we are self-sufficient. No. Our concept of God is that there is nothing besides Him in the world. We are nothing and the whole world around us is nothing. It's only what He thinks and wills to be. And the fact that He wills me to be and I am here in the world doesn't mean that I will be here the next moment. I have to still pray and rely on Him that He will continue recreating me and the entire world around me every moment in the future. And with this attitude, we are going to be at the forefront of God's mind. Like it says about the land of Israel, that God pays attention to the land of Israel the whole day, every moment of the day. And the same with the Jewish people, that Hashem is guiding us. Hashem is protecting us, what we call hashgacha pratit, private supervision. Not a general supervision, but individual supervision. Hashem takes care of every minute detail of every living being. But that's only if we are aware of it and we allow God to play His role. However, if we say, Hashem, it's okay. You don't have to be here. You can go do something else. I'm going to take care of it myself. So Hashem says, you think if I leave, you're going to stick around? You're going to disappear as soon as I stop thinking about you. But let me, God says, do an experiment for you. I'm going to withdraw my attention to you a little bit. I will still think about you, but from a distance. And let's see what happens. And the person says, Hashem, it's okay. Let me take care of it. And the person goes and works hard and tries. And he fails. Nothing works. Until he turns to Hashem and says, Hashem, I need help. And then all of a sudden everything is smooth. So we can create our own smooth sailing life by keeping Hashem in our mind. Just like it says in the Torah. You chose Hashem as your God, only God, and Hashem chose you as His own only people. When we focus on Hashem, Hashem focuses on us. We think about Hashem, He thinks about us. We believe in Him, we trust Him, He provides for us. This is another lesson of this week's Torah portion. And the final lesson of this Torah portion is the mitzvah of maaser. The farmer separates 10% of his produce for the Levites. He then separates 10% to be taken to Jerusalem and eaten there by his own family. And in year 3 and year 6, he separates 10% in order to give to poor people. And once in 3 years, the farmer needs to come to Jerusalem, to Beit HaMikdash, and make another pronouncement, what's called Vidui Maaser. And he has to say, Hashem, I fulfilled everything that I was supposed to. I supported the Levites, I supported the poor. So this is something that we still do today in a different form. What we earn, the money, the salary, or the business income, we separate 10% and give it to poor people or institutions of Torah study. And we come in front of Hashem and we say, I did what you asked. Hashem asks us to be like Him, to be merciful, to be kind, to share with others, to support others, to help others. And then the farmer says the following: look down from your holy abode, from heaven, and bless your people, the Jewish people, Israel, and the ground that you gave us. The person who separates maaser, the person who shares with others, the person who takes care of others, he has a special power to give blessing to himself and to the entire Jewish people. And that is why before a woman lights Shabbat candles, what does she do? She takes a coin and puts it in tzedakah. Because this is the power of kindness. This is the power of taking care of less fortunate. We become like God to such a degree that we ourselves can direct God's blessing to whomever we want. So the lady who puts a coin in a tzedakah box, then lights her candles, and then she starts praying. She prays for herself, she prays for her husband, she prays for her children, for the entire Jewish people. And at that time, her blessings, her prayers are very powerful. And so it is any time that you want your prayers to be fulfilled, give charity. Give $1 to a poor person or put it in a tzedakah box, and then say, Hashem, please help me. And the Talmud even says that this is considered a proper way of giving charity. Even though you're giving charity and you're hoping that the merit will help you as well, it is not only permissible, but it is the proper thing to do. Because we recognize that it's not only our asking Hashem that causes it, but it's also our deserving, our effort. Hashem wants us to change our character, to improve our character. And therefore, when we say, Hashem, I need something from you, but I also recognize that you want me to do something for you, and that is, you brought me into this world and you want me to improve myself. And therefore, Hashem, I'm going to improve myself. I'm going to make myself more kind, charitable, merciful. Hashem, look, I'm taking my money and I'm giving it to someone else. I'm putting it into tzedakah box. Hashem, now please give me what I need. And Hashem says, very good. You are improving your character with every coin, with every dollar bill that you give to poor. Every time you go out of your way to take care of someone else. You improve yourself. You are fulfilling your mission in life. And therefore, you now can ask me for anything you want. That is why it says that when a person overcomes his anger, he has the power to give blessings. That is true with overcoming any character trait. We generally don't want to give out money, and I overcome that and I become generous. I can ask Hashem for anything. Someone bothered me and I became angry. I control myself. I can ask Hashem for anything. Why? Because we are fulfilling our mission in life, self-improvement, and therefore, in return, we can ask Hashem for anything that we want. B'ezrat Hashem, we should apply the lessons from this Torah portion. That if we want blessings, we fulfill God's will. And anytime we experience pain, we say thank you to Hashem, because that pain is our sensor that we're doing something wrong, and Hashem put it in place for our own benefit to direct us to the right path. And therefore, anytime we experience pain, we look at our own actions and we say, Hashem, what did I do wrong? Let me see. I don't blame God. I look at myself and I say, thank you, Hashem, for reminding me to look into myself. Oh, I see yesterday or today I did something I shouldn't have done. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to apologize. And that's it. I fix the problem. The pain goes away. B'ezrat Hashem, we should recognize the good that we have in life. We should be happy with all our possessions, talents, and we should ascribe them to God. Thank Hashem, and that is the source of our success, source of our happiness. B'ezrat Hashem, we should use our life in this world as an opportunity to earn Olam Haba, and we should be proud of ourselves when we cross that threshold between life and the next world, knowing that we used this life properly, and B'ezrat Hashem, we will enjoy our life in this world and the next world. Thank you for joining. Have a good night and Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach.